And hello everyone, welcome back to FPL in the Trenches. This is the Frontline Prediction League in the Trenches recap and preview, etc. everything show. And we are back looking forward towards Hard to Kill this weekend. FPL Hard to Kill, that is. This is the Frontline Prediction League, Frontline League on Twitter. Frontline Prediction League is the YouTube channel. That's what you're watching on right now. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you very much for that. I'll also mention we have Discord. You can get through there for that. And our podcast, Top of the Card Pod, hosted by myself and my co-host, introduce yourselves after, and the other owners of the FPL. That's on Spotify, on iTunes, all that fun stuff. We just recorded one for the new year. It's 2 hours long with our best of 2023, 2022. I didn't even stop myself from saying it. I know I was going to say it wrong. That's coming soon. That'll be sometime after the weekend, after Hard to Kill actually happens, because we're very busy leading up to Hard to Kill. But this is the Frontline Prediction League, the FPL. I am your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe Jesus. BeerMe, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Scott. The weather is nice here. It was in the 50s, so it wasn't too bad today. How about yourself? How are you doing?
It's pretty good. We have 0 degree weather right now, Celsius, and that means stuff is kind of melting because that's the freezing point of water. That's why that's what 0 is. That's when water freezes for us. It's minus 32 for you guys. It's weird. Number doesn't make sense. Metric. But what that means is a lot of the snow and crap that's been around is melty and it's kind of messy. It's not as great. Like, you'd think it's nice, but
yeah.
it's just everywhere. Normally that's April, not January. So global warming, huh? Yeah, it's absolutely a thing for places like where I'm at in central Canada, northeastern Ontario. Right. It messes up with the middle area there, but I don't mind 0 weather. It's better than the minus 30s we've had this time prior years. So you take some, you lose some. But no, I'm good. My voice is starting to go a little bit because I've been talking a lot the last little while. Like I said, we recorded a 2-hour podcast. Last night we recorded for another hour and a half, getting the Royal Rumble numbers drawn for the entrants as well as the reserves, and then the actual order of entry. That will all come out later. The actual Rumble draw will probably be later in the week. It might be on Friday, now that I think about it. It won't be during Hard to Kill, but it'll be around that. And then the actual draw of, let's find out who's number 1, that's going to be, you'll get to watch that after the Rumble, because we reveal that night of, so it'll be lots of fun for that. Yeah, but otherwise I'm good. To answer your question in a very long way, yeah. Again, thank you everybody who watched the last episode. That was Trenches 100, which was kind of awesome. This is 101. And I didn't even realize, but when we recorded the top of the card last time with our best of and everything, that was number 50.
Oh, wow.
I looked back. That was number 50. So it happened to work out that way. So that's well, too. We had no idea while recording it during that. Not that numbers necessarily mean something, but it is a fun thing to accomplish.
That makes sense. That does make sense, though, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like I said,
yeah.
It's not something that I seek to do. Like, I want to purposely make this one be a big one because it's the 50th. No, it's just that was the top of the year and the first one back after the holidays. It just sometimes when it works out that way, it's awesome. I like the fact that we've gotten to 100 episodes of Trenches, which is its own insanity. We had 20-something or 30-something Frontlines before that back in JRPL. And then we've got this many podcasts. It's pretty wild after 3 years of this. It's still going, and it's still going strong. So, yeah. I will just kind of break format very briefly here, because we're going to talk about Hard to Kill. That is this weekend. It is Friday, but more on that in a second. And yeah, we got Rumble stuff, and we got a couple matches, and that's really about it. This is going to be a very quick Trenches just to get out there, because we broke down most of the card last week with everybody, because I couldn't pass up that opportunity. It took us nearly 2 hours. But I know there's the talk about the WWE sale, and we are talking about it because we do have a current thing going right now where if people want to skip over the Saudi shows, Crown Jewel, and whatever the other may be, if it's Super Showdown, Elimination Chamber, whatever the springtime one usually is, that's fine. It doesn't penalize you because it's a main show, but we understand with, a country with a history of human rights violations and stuff like that. Fair enough. Yeah, we're well aware that the Saudi rumor, officially, it is Dynamite Night, by the way, January 11th, 8:37 p.m. as of right now. The huge rumor from last night still hasn't panned out. And the Saudi PIF has not bought WWE. But we're well aware if it does, that will change things. And many people just simply won't want to cover it or be involved in it whatsoever. We're aware of that. And we're talking about that. And it's not like we're going to do nothing about it? Because obviously some people will just not be part of it. Like, how do you do a thing where your main shows are 4 AW shows a year and then 14 WWE ones, but people don't go to the 14 WWEs? Like, I get it's going to be a thing, and we don't know what we're going to do with that yet. We are kind of discussing the possibilities there of that and what it could be. And hopefully the worst case scenario doesn't come to pass and Comcast buys it or something like that, or it doesn't even get sold, right? Like, we're aware. We're aware of it. It's not something that has to be asked. Oh, are you thinking about it? Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. But we don't have answers. But we do know that it's not going to be easy. Hell, for all we know, people just... I don't know personally if others even want to continue with it, if that's the case. And I'm not being like doom and gloom guy, but I said this on the podcast. Somebody could buy WWE and literally close it. Like, not that they would. It's worth billions of dollars. WrestleMania is like $18 million gate without anything announced yet for this year. Like, it's making money. But stuff could happen, and it's an IP that they own, and you never know what happens. They could just shelve it or use it for other things. It could fundamentally change. And people, I'm sure, myself included, are going like, no. Yeah, but it could. If it gets sold, it could. Would it? Probably not. Let's be honest. You'd run it, you'd make money off it, that's what it is. But if it doesn't make money, there you go. So, yeah, not to be like, hey, we celebrated 3 years, it might go away. No, that's not the extent of it. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say there, but we know stuff might have to shift. Stuff might have to change. We know there's other ones that have stuff out there. We have alternatives. There's possibilities. Not saying we're going to drop WWE, but we understand that people might drop it when we do it, and it changes what main shows and house shows are. I'm honestly speaking a bit kind of like cart before the horse here, because we've talked this a brief bit about it, and that's the extent of it. I'm just kind of getting my thoughts out there, and I'm not even fully decided on what's going to happen here. Like, realistically, if the Saudis buy it, Sami Zayn's not going to work for that company, and for all you know, the loyalty that Roman Reigns has with people that he deals with might take the whole bloodline out. Everybody could leave, and then when Triple H starts his own promotion, that's our new main show. I don't know. So, that's what we're dealing with. That's the insanity right now. So, we're aware. Not that anybody even has asked us, hey, what are you going to do? But we're already thinking it. We're like, huh, that might be a thing. So, yes. Flat out, I just do want to say, like, yeah, it's main shows. Yeah, if it's Saudi-owned. As far as I'm concerned, there's no obligation, and you could pick and choose or do nothing, whatever. If it means you leave the FPL, it sucks, but I get it. And we want to try to find other ways to make sure that doesn't even become a thing. So, yeah. So, yeah, BeerMe started to spring that on you, but, yep.
Oh, you're good.
Not that anything's happening, not that any decisions have even been made. That's literally stuff from 24 hours ago where we're like, huh, that might be a problem. Crap. So, I kind of knew that was going to be the thing on Trenches, and it hasn't sold. That's not what's happened. I'm not saying that, like, maybe Impact becomes main and we have ROH become main. Like, that, honestly, maybe that's it. Maybe there are no house shows. Maybe there's no European title. These are literally things we're going, huh, looking at. And there's no easy answer. That's the big part of it. But we're aware, and we're kind of playing it by ear, as we do when anything comes up. But this is such a massive potentiality of different, right? So, yeah, BeerMe, aside from that, let's talk wrestling.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, that is the future. For all we know, by the time this is uploaded in like 2 hours, there might be new owners. I made a joke on the podcast Monday night. It'll all be different tomorrow. Stephanie resigned and the rumor happened about the sale. After a 2-hour podcast. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, we know this is very fluid. We know this is what's going on. But what is happening for certain is on Friday the 13th, there is FPL Hard to Kill. The deadline is, it's a half-hour pre-show. So it's an 8 p.m. main. It's a 7:30 pre-show kickoff countdown thing with matches on it. So keep that in mind. And they were there when we put the picks up. So your deadline is 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Now, the picks page has been up all week. We put it up, I think it was on Saturday, just because a lot of matches got announced. And we're like, that's a full card. So we ran with it. So they're all on there. And BeerMe, per usual, there's a tag match. It's 4 teams. God damn it.
which team tags first or something like that?
I know. We'll get there. We'll look at the picks page here. But let's look at the card itself. Again, we're not going to go in super detail about this because we did last week. But I'll run down the card, then we'll have our announcements, and that's honestly going to be about the show. But we got the FPL European Grand Prix Championship, James Blake versus Matt Zion. Matt is very random. I have confirmed. I said, hey, you got your picks in? He went, yep. So Matt's picks are in. Matt is potentially winning or losing, as anybody would be. But we've got James Blake, one of the best newcomers of last year, facing off on Matt Zion. Against Matt Zion. Now, I will say something about the Royal Rumble regarding this championship. All champions are ineligible to be in the Royal Rumble. So if you're the world champion, the tag champions, the American or Canadian champion, you are not eligible. I left one out. If you are challenging at the Royal Rumble, you are also not eligible. So Light of the Cult,
just in case, yeah.
JD, they're not eligible either because they might be the champion, and oh crap, now what? The only exception to that is the European Championship. We debated it. We looked at the idea of, is like the loser eligible? Because we did our draw for it last night, but this happened sooner. If this event happened before, we wouldn't even be concerned about it. We'd be like, all right, well, this person is eligible. But we dealt with it. We're like, it's a house show title. It really is. It has no bearing on Maine whatsoever anyway. So they're both eligible. They are both eligible for the Royal Rumble draw. First time we've got a champion in there. There's no money in the bank holder. CT cashed his in, thankfully, so that's not a worry. But James Blake or Matt Zion could very well walk into the Royal Rumble as the European champion and win a right to face the world champion at WrestleMania. Main reason for that is the European title will not be defended at WrestleMania, so there's no conflict, right? It's a house show title. That's the key there. We don't want the American champion challenging for the world title because the American championship is going to be defended. Right? So, and we got news tonight. Supercard of Honor is March 31st. That's your European title match anyway for the Mania weekend. Boom. There you go. So, it all works out. So, for all we know, Matt Zion wins on Friday the 13th, wins the Royal Rumble, successfully retains the European title at Supercard, and then wins the world title at WrestleMania. That is legitimately something that could happen. And that's fine because it's not double duty because you'd never have to defend the same title or the show on the title on the same show. Words are hard. I've said a lot of stuff over the past 3 days because he'll be defending one only at one type of show and one at the other. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, Blake and Zion, European title. We got Crystal Lake Fight Pit submission match. BeerMe, this match has been coming up for months since October with Bound for Glory. Jonathan C.T. Martin versus you. Crystal Lake Fight Pit submission match. After you've seen the full card, the picks page is up. How confident are you going into this event at this time with one of the most impacty impact shows I've ever seen? That looks fun, but
yes. I already have it pre-ordered, so I will be here. I'll let you know. I'm only confident in like 4 matches.
I don't even know Henry and Moose at this point. Like,
no,
Moose has got to win, but Impact might impact. So I don't know.
I'm not confident in a lot of the matches. So
we got 2 4-ways.
I do.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But and a 6-man on the. Oh,
I think I might have my 1-pointer locked down. So
no Gallows.
I just have to then I just have to then make those other 3 probably my top, my high ones. Then I got to figure out everything in between, which is going to suck. But
okay.
Yeah, well, we didn't pick who we were going to think so between Matt and James Blake.
Oh, I mean, we did that last week. We all did.
Oh, we
that.
did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. We did.
I don't want to go through it again. I didn't want to go through it. But
no, I totally. Yeah.
Who are you thinking though? Yep. Who are you thinking? Because we forget between weeks. Who you got? I think Matt's winning it. No, I think Matt's going to win it, but Blake should.
Yeah, I think James Blake.
If it was anybody else, it's Blake. But Matt Zion's too
yeah.
unpredictable. I got a funny feeling. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Of any show, this Impact show is when Matt Zion wins. I mean, you're going to beat CT though, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
I would assume so. Are you confident about this card?
No.
Because you're in like a...
It's right there. Casket match. Me and Captain Krulix Blackwell, and I'm terrified of this match. It's just hardcore. That's all it is. It's not like a special stipulation. I thought of try to think of some where like if you both get one right, or like if you get 2 in a row right and the other person doesn't, or like 3 in a row and they don't get any of those same 3, that's like you've closed the casket lid. You know, like kind of right. Like we tried like a 4-corner thing. I was trying to come up with something, but it's just a themed hardcore match. That's all. I have zero confidence in myself, but I usually do good this time of year. Like I usually turn it around. The fall was bad, and I usually turn it around in January. So, yeah. I'm shaking my head on
right. Right.
Cruel X though, you never know, and it's this Impact show, so I don't know. But I'm hyped for it. It's been super fun. The build has been awesome. It's been super great. So yeah. Non-title match world champion. Excuse me. FPL World Champion. I'm putting respect on that. Sorry, Chef Urban. You will face Lexi Briggs, the Pinner of Champions, 1-on-1. The GMSG goes 1-on-1 with JJ Rocky. Josh Dionio, challenging for the world title of the Royal Rumble, faces Luke Gray. In a Watson Rules match, my girl Red is going to face Static. Ralantando goes 1-on-1 with the Alpha Dog. And Dion Blade, one half of the FPL Continental Tag Team Champions, goes 1-on-1 with Danny Light Jordison, who is one half of the Light of the Cult, who will challenge for the tag titles at the Rumble. And then the kickoff show is there, and I've got a match to announce for that. My match to announce is Broken Nerd will go 1-on-1 with Pain at Hard to Kill, which is a massive match when you really get down to it. But it's on the pre-show of Hard to Kill, so that's some craziness happening there. But yeah. New match to pick. I think Nerd. I think the momentum's on his side, but Pain is hard to bet against too. So I'll just go with Nerd. He's just a little more consistent, I feel. So that's my pick. Who you got? Nerd or Pain?
Man, I like both these guys a lot. I'm gonna go with Pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any reason? Just kind of feeling it? Yeah. No. There you go.
Yeah. Just kind of went with one. Even though I usually go with Nerd, I'm gonna pick Pain.
Okay, interesting. Okay. It's a new year. It's the first show of 2023, first show of our third year. Who the hell knows what could happen, right? And yeah, I'm not going to...
Everybody wants to start off with a W.
Exactly. Now, I'm not going to go through the Rumble. Obviously, there's a lot on here, but that is 2 weeks out still, so we're not going to detail that at this time. And I'm going to go right here to Hard to Kill predictions page. It is up right now. Please go in, put your picks in.
I do have deadline. Hard to Kill.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm just going to stay my spiel anyway, then you can say your part.
Yep, keep going.
Because I'll say it again. I'll repeat this. Hard to Kill. The deadline is 6:30. Did I say 6th? 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
A little bit.
Numbers are hard today, too. I almost said words. Right? 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is your deadline for Hard to Kill. On Friday the 13th. Should be easy to remember that. You go in there, you put your name in there, and then you say, I think Bully Ray's going to win. I'm putting a point on him. And that's it. And then you can't use that one anymore. And if it was a submission lap match like BeerMe's in, he loses that, he loses the match. But say Mickey James, oh, hell yeah, she's not retiring. I'm putting 5 on her. Can't use the 5 now. That's already been used. I think Black Taurus is going to win the X title. I'll put 4 on that. Cool, done. Who the hell knows? This is major players. They're going to win the tag titles. I'm going to put 1 on that. Oops, I put 1 twice. I only get to have one of those happen. Whatever first one happens. We will try to catch those as they go in. Please keep that in mind, but please just double check your picks and make sure, I meant 2 for that. And there you go. Oh, wait, I had that on Josh. Oh, it's different. So yeah, please, go put your picks in now. Please. Deadline again is 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I know it's going to be a crazy one because I'm not going to be there right away. I'll be out for part of that because I work pretty much until 6, and then I'm out briefly, but I'll be back as like the main show is on, I believe. I know you'll be there, BeerMe. I think Jimmy will be there, and that's it for the start. I don't know about Red and CT's time frames. It's a Friday show. It messes with us a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm looking forward to it, and let's go back over here because BeerMe has an announcement for it. So BeerMe, what have you got for it?
Yeah. Oh, crap. I just... give me 1 second.
After all that! I give you all that prep
time! Yep. All right, I got it. Ash and the Midnight Rider will sign their Royal Rumble contract, and their stipulation will be announced.
Uh-oh.
So, find out what it is.
I like that. And that's something we want to do a lot more of, too, like this straight up segments. Segments like you'd see on the shows, a backstage segment between characters that are building towards something, or you might not see normally. It's a fun thing. It's a good way to keep stuff active and run with it, especially on house shows. So, yeah. So, that's it. Again, Hard to Kill deadline is 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I told you I'd tell you again. Friday the 13th, this Friday. Today's the 11th. You got 3 days. If you're looking at it this time on Friday, the show's been on for an hour. You're too late. So please, 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 get your picks in. Get them in. That's why we're recording this on Wednesday on Dynamite night, because the podcast was on Raw night. And we're all mixed up for the first little bit of the year, but so is all of wrestling, and it's just how it is sometimes. So there you go, guys. BeerMe, anything else you want to say going into this? Any last minute promo towards CT, towards your Crystal Lake Fight Pit match on Friday the 13th at Hard to Kill?
Nope. Just want to wish him good luck and good luck to everybody else. I'm not gonna. Nope.
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 Yeah.
Don't want to talk crap because that's bad motion. So, it's gotta...
Oh, the karma can be a big. Karma can be a bitch. I know. I'm hyped for my match. I'm looking forward to all this. Blake, prove me wrong, please.
Yeah.
Matt Zion as champ is going to be wild. The whole card looks awesome. I wish everybody the best of luck. And again, Happy New Year. We are running wild into 2023. Who the hell knows what happens over the next week before Trenches comes back, and then 2 weeks for the next episode of Top of the Card. Those are at Top of the Card Pod on Twitter. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on Apple, on Google Play, on all that fun stuff. And, of course, Frontline League for our Twitter, and both get into our Discord, which is shared, and you can see the Dynamite reactions where, like, Luke is live at Dynamite, and he's reacting to Hangman being there and stuff like that, and then Adam Cole came back, and that's crazy stuff. But also you can be on there live in our voice chat on Friday night. Again, the deadline 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Do 6 p.m. You'll be on time. But if you get your stuff in there, you listen in, you'll hear BeerMe losing his mind as somehow Gallows comes back and costs him the match against CT again. Who'd have thunk it? But that's all going to be a lot of fun. We love it. It's super great. We appreciate it. And I'll leave it there. So thanks again for BeerMe. Have a good night.